Wednesday, hump day, dirty play. Today is the day for a little bit of dirty play. We're going to do a little questing here. You can see those tower icons mean I got to do some dungeon crawl. I got to do a bunch of raiding. I got to do 6 3-flame victories. Oh, that one sucks. And I got to hire a bunch of these destructive troops. And I typically gem rush whenever I have to donate troops, which means sacrifice troops. I just typically hire up those, mech them in there, gem rush it in. And normally when I'm raiding here, I only normally use 2 magic. I normally use Guardian Angel and Frenzy. Those 2. And I can typically, if I target bases that have over 100,000 gold, I can typically do this forever because that pays for my 2 magics that I tend to use, which are Guardian Angel. Now every now and then I'll throw in Ari's Fervor or Restoration or something else a little more cool like Snowstorm, but normally I just grab 2 magic. I really just need the 2, but sometimes I just go a little bit overboard to speed it along. Again, we're power questing here, so I'm trying to do this as fast as humanly possible. And if you edit out some of the downtime, like right here where I'm just staring at this base for no reason, if you edit all that out, it probably takes me on average about 10 to 12 minutes to do 9 quests. Now I get 9 quests because I'm under 45,000 might. And so when I'm raiding with the Minotaur here, my strategy is a little bit unique because I have a revitalized 5 Pumpkin Duke, and Pumpkin Duke gives all my heroes a very fast attack rate and movement speed. And so what I typically do is I Guardian Angel, then I drop Pumpkin Duke first, so he takes the aggro from the army camp, and I typically am dropping him next to an army camp, and then the Cupid goes off, refilling up the Pumpkin Duke, and then Minotaur goes up after Pumpkin Duke stacks twice. What this typically does is implodes the base in about 10 seconds. And you can see that that's occurred here, and most of my raids take on average of 20 seconds. This one went a little bit longer because my heroes missed that army camp out there in the wings. So it's real fun raiding with Minotaur, and this quest becomes really easy. This quest where you have to do a 3-flame victory is really hard for some of my Smurfs even, just because they typically just go snag the gold and they're done. I'm not even used to raiding the full base on my other accounts, but this account it's like very easy to do. It doesn't matter what it is. Nice thing here is consume a hero. Okay, I'll just consume the blue slime I just got from the quest where I had to donate troops. And now I got to do a bunch of dungeon crawls here, and so what I do is, if I'm forced into the dungeons, that's nothing out of the ordinary for me because I'm typically grinding dungeons for shards. So this is just like day-to-day business as usual, being in Dungeon 8, and these are just all my favorite dungeons. I mean, Dungeon 40 whenever I use Frenzy, because again I'm power questing. I'm trying to get the quest done as fast as possible so that the 8-hour timer starts quicker. And so I normally and typically using Frenzy, pretty much only Frenzy, but every now and then if I see a hero about to get a little heat, I'll throw on the Guardian Angel or a Restoration, or I just want to keep my team up. I don't want to have to use too many gems to revive them. 10 gems to revive if a hero dies, so I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible anyhow. So yeah, I typically do Dungeon 40, and I'm coming in on the right side. When I do my no magic Dungeon 40, I typically come in now on the left side. I changed that recently after I got Reaper with Berserk 5, and now I just open with Reaper. He takes heat, goes down to half, he procs, and then he's back to full health. By far the safest entrance I've used on all of it. I can do all of Dungeon 8 with a Reaper as my first drop. And it's really safe. No magic, can do every dungeon. Very nice. I'll show more video on that in a little bit, but yeah. So we gotta grind through all these dungeons, and again here, what am I? Just getting a little bored, so I'm gem rushing dungeons here. Here's one of my favorite dungeons. This is Dungeon 8, 4th on the bottom. It's 36 shard drops, so I call it Dungeon 8 36 because only one dungeon drops 36 shards. It's the best way to identify it, in my opinion. And I come in on the top there, and that Pumpkin Duke sometimes slams through 4 level 10 walls and builds up all these procs, and it's really fun. I hardly ever do the dungeon you're just at right there, 39. I typically have to do Guardian Angel for this to be fast, but I do have a pretty cool way to do this. No magic. It's up in the sort of right there in the upper left. There's a camp right there that I like to drop in with Reaper first, and all the rest of my heroes after. And it's now a pretty fun one to do, actually, I must say. So I'm going to get through all these dungeons. It's grinding. It's a little bit boring. But again, you know, I'm clearing my dungeons on average 20 seconds. It's nothing great, nothing too fast, nothing too crazy. But it's very consistent, very safe. Don't lose a lot of heroes. But I do lose the occasional one. And I will use gems to revive them, because that's just what I do. But you get a lot of gems from some of these quests too, which is nice too. Also, when I don't look at... Notice how I just went straight to the quest and started a Here Be Monster G. I didn't look at my garrisons, I didn't look at my heroes, I have no hero traps, no bombs down right now. And this is my old base I was using. I have since converted to magic towers, and now I'm actually converting back to arrow towers. And I got to do some catch-up videos there. I do have a lot of footage using the arrow towers, and it was fun and got me all the way through Hero Trials 10. But I've found that it's really hard to farm Here Be Monster H consistently with magic towers. But I did beat H 4 straight with magic towers, which was pretty awesome. But there is a little bit of a random factor of just getting owned. So I didn't like that, and still think the towers are okay, but I don't think I can recommend them unless you're crazy. But that's okay to be crazy. So we're coming into G5 here again. I can just do this blindly. I can do any 6 heroes of mine can beat this. I don't need Pumpkin Duke and Cupid even. I can just be any 6 beat it. So if I want to beat something really fast and not think, I'll run that one. And then it looks like here I got all my quests, so I just redeem, just a power redeem session there. And then at the end I grab all my books and get my bonus there and make y'all dizzy. And then I'm going to head into the altar here, and what I normally do is feed all the books to the Minotaur. Trying to rush him, trying to work on my arena team, and my arena team's really good with the Reaper. He's really good now with Reaper. And I'm getting pretty high level on the Spirit Mage, and I'll tell you a little bit more about my plans inside the arena in a little bit. As always, keep it dirty and dirty up.